case that I'm supposed to be in orange. And when I came in at first, I told them that I was supposed to be in orange, but they put me in blue and told me that they were.
Sounds like you know their job better than them, huh? You're just out there telling them what to do and where you're supposed to be and all that kind of stuff. See, here's the thing. I don't have to accept any agreements in here. And I know word out there, it's got to be getting around that I'm not accepting agreements. I'm putting people back in jail because of these incident reports. Because these people are just trying to go to work and do their job, and they don't need you or anybody else telling them how to do their job, where you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be where they tell you to be. You're supposed to wear what they tell you to wear. That's part of being in jail. You don't get to make your own rules. Stop breaking the law, and you can do what you want and wear what you want when you're out. Does that make sense? Mr. Pugh, in cause number 23, DCCR 1531, you're charged with a third-degree felony offense of evading arrest or detention with the use of a vehicle, and that's from June 18th of 2023. And how do you plead to that charge? Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily? And are you pleading guilty because you actually did what they charged you with? In that case, I have here on the computer some documents that have your signature on them that the state has marked as exhibit number 1. Before you signed these, did you go over them with Mr. Parker? And do you fully understand them? Answer out loud, please. Thank you. The court reporter has to take everything down. And do you understand, if I follow the agreement that you've made with the district attorney, that you'll be waiving or giving up any right to appeal? State tenders number 1.
No objection.
It's admitted. And Mr. Pugh, you are a U.S. citizen, correct? Is there any evidence that Mr. Pugh is not competent?
No, Your Honor.
All right, sir, I'm going to find that you entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily. Find that you're mentally competent and understand the nature and the consequences of that plea. Find sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and at this time, find you guilty of evading arrest or detention with the use of a vehicle. Sentence you in accordance with your agreement to a term of 3 years in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Corrections. You will receive credit on that sentence for any time that you've been in custody that the law gives you the right to receive. Let's see. And then in cause number 19-33356, what I'm looking at right now is your jail incident reports. You don't like being told what to do out there, do you?
That's not the issue. People come to work with problems of their own.
Okay, so it's the correctional officer's faults that you don't follow the rules?
When I walked across the dorm to give a guy his bowl, I did that. I was working out in the bathroom, I did that.
Okay.
Miss Painter, she called me on my name multiple times and I asked her to identify herself. The other things that she wrote in there about me were not true. I had another officer read it to me so I know what it says.
Okay. There's only one.
Mr. Washington wrote me up, and that was a lie. That's why I got moved to orange, because I actually was in blue at first. And the lieutenants don't even know why I was in there. I was actually in in-dorm, placed in in-dorm under, so to say, Stroder's advisor, but Stroder never wrote me up, so I don't even have a write-up for that.
Okay.
They don't have that in there either.
Okay. I mean, it sounds like you're saying you did most of what they're saying you did wrong anyway.
Most of what they're saying at all. Most of those write-ups, Washington and Painter, and I think another lady, I didn't do the other things that she wrote up. Butte wrote me up for some other things, and I told her that I can't do her job for her. She wanted me to point somebody out, and that was she just wrote me up on it. So.
Okay. So Washington didn't tell you to stop talking,
No,
and you
didn't.
responded by saying, quote, "Officer, you telling me we can't talk in the bunk area? You tripping." You didn't say that?
I did not. That man did not tell me nothing that whole day. He didn't. And when I asked him if I had a write-up, he told me no. And then he actually wrote me up 2 days after they moved me from blue to orange. That wasn't even the same day.
And you didn't go to the restroom and wash your clothes in the sink, and he told you not to do that?
I did not do none of that.
You just made all that up?
I swear, I asked the lieutenant to check the cameras and see if that's what I did, and she didn't want to do it. So that write-up was just for nothing. When I asked him if he wrote me up because they told me that I had a move card, I said, "Why am I moving from blue to orange?" He said, "I don't know." And I was like, well, did you write me up for something? He said, no, I didn't write you up. The lieutenant called and said that you had a move card that they was placing me in my right because I have a felony case that I'm supposed to be in orange. And when I came in at first, I told them that I was supposed to be in orange, but they put me in blue and told me that they were.
Sounds like you know their job better than them, huh? You're just out there telling them what to do and where you're supposed to be and all that kind of stuff. See, here's the thing. I don't have to accept any agreements in here. And I know word out there, it's got to be getting around that I'm not accepting agreements. I'm putting people back in jail because of these incident reports. Because these people are just trying to go to work and do their job, and they don't need you or anybody else telling them how to do their job, where you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be where they tell you to be. You're supposed to wear what they tell you to wear. That's part of being in jail. You don't get to make your own rules. Stop breaking the law, and you can do what you want and wear what you want when you're out. Does that make sense?
It does make sense.
All right. So in clause number 19-33356, I have a motion to revoke your unadjudicated probation. This one shows that you were placed on probation December 7th of 2020 for unauthorized use of a motor vehicle. That was a 2-year probation. Looks like it was extended at least once. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
It looks like this motion, Judge, was filed in 23, so that must be where it's told it. He's just been at large on it since.
Okay. It alleges that you violated your probation. Count 1 alleges that you committed the new offense of evading arrest June 18th of 2023. And is that true or not true? True or not true? True. Count 2 alleges that you failed to report as directed to the probation department April 10th, May 22nd, and June 12th of 2023. And is that true or not true?
True.
Count 3 alleges that you didn't work faithfully at suitable employment and provide verification of that. And is that true or not true?
True.
I'm sorry?
Not true.
Okay. Count 4 alleges that you failed to immediately report to the probation officer a change of address and your arrest. Is that true or not true?
Not true.
Count 5 alleges that you failed to provide verification of performing the community service hours as required. Is that true or not true?
True.
Count 6 alleges that you failed to provide verification of participating in the education program for your GED. And is that true or not true?
True.
Count 7 alleges that you failed to provide verification of paying court-ordered child support. Is that true or not true?
Not true.
Count 8 alleges that you're behind in your court-assessed fees as of June 26, 2023, in the amount of $2,361. And is that true or not true?
That's true.
So he was at large since 2023? Is that what this, I would assume from this? Since there's,
That's what I would assume, Judge, just from the file stamps and the fact that his last admin was in 23 as well.
so did you just stop going to probation back in 23?
Yes, ma'am.
That's after he got arrested on the new case, apparently. But that's what it appears, Judge.
No, that was before I got arrested.
Yeah, the new case is from March of 2024, so you had already stopped going for
Yes,
almost a
ma'am.
year.
Because she was planning to violate me for
This
any
is-
reason. I don't know why.
It says June 18th or 23, I thought.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Hold on. Looking at the wrong.
At this point, the hearing takes another interesting turn. The judge pauses to sort through conflicting dates. And that brief moment tells you something important. Every detail matters in court. The defendant is hoping the timeline might work in his favor. But the bigger question remains, will these explanations change the judge's decision? Or has the outcome already been decided?
Wrong thing.
He was supposed to report.
2023, June 18th, yeah. Stopped reporting in April. New offense in June. I don't know if I like it or not. Guess it really doesn't matter a whole lot just because it's gonna, I already gave them the 3 on the other one.
We can rediscuss it, Judge, and raise the time.
I'll do it. All right, so I'm going to find that you entered your pleas of true to counts 1, 2, well, let me go through this first. I have also in this case, on the motion to revoke case, some documents here on the computer that have your signature on them. Did you also go over these with Mr. Parker?
Yes, ma'am.
And you fully understand them?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, you understand if I follow this agreement that you'll be waiving or giving up any right to appeal.
Yes, ma'am.
State tenders number 1,
No objection.
it's admitted. All right, I'm going to find that you entered your pleas of true to counts 1, 2, 5, 6, and 8 freely and voluntarily. Find those counts true. Find sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and at this time find you guilty of unauthorized use of a motor vehicle. Sentence you in accordance with your agreement to a term of 1 year in the state jail prison. You will receive credit on that sentence for any time that you've been in custody that the law gives you the right to receive. I'm handing you the trial court certifications in each of these cases that shows these were agreements that I followed, and so you've waived your right to appeal. I've also handed you a written admonishment regarding your ineligibility to possess a firearm or ammunition. Because of the judgments entered against you, you're ineligible under Texas law to possess a firearm or ammunition. Possession of a firearm or ammunition could lead to charges against you. Firearm is a legal term, and you should read that written admonishment I provide you to see what devices qualify as a firearm. If you have questions about the laws that make you ineligible to possess a firearm or ammunition, or about how long that lasts, you can talk with Mr. Parker. All right, you can go back with the bailiff.
The case ends with more than just prison time. The judge reminds the defendant that a felony conviction carries consequences long after the courtroom empties, including losing the legal right to possess a firearm. From pleading guilty to arguing over jail conduct and probation violations, every decision along the way shaped the final outcome.